Hey, this is Steve Domenico from Domenico 101 MMA, and I'm here with Jay Savage Perrin, fighting at Combat Zone 63 in, where is that taking place? The Radisson again in Manchester?
The Radisson in Manchester.
My friend, you are frequent in that place. You started off basically you fought for Combat Zone a lot in your AMI career, correct?
Yeah, I think I only fought 1 or 2 times outside of Combat Zone for my amateur career.
And now you're 3-3. You're coming off a fight for Bellator 178 back in April. I do believe that was your second appearance for Bellator, which that's a pretty good place to be having a second appearance, huh?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Bellator is a great place to fight for.
Yeah, so I mean, you came off a loss in that fight, but I was at that fight, man. I was very impressed. You are a savage, man. You do grind a fight out.
Thank you.
What did you take away from that fight? Because watching that fight, in my eyes, you had that fight, and then you just got caught in the 3rd round there. So, what do you take from that fight heading into this fight in your home turf there for the Combat Zone?
My last fight, I felt like I was really prepared. I did everything right. I think I made a mistake for half a second, and my opponent capitalized on it. And there's nothing I can really do about that.
Yeah.
I know that if I performed to that level, then I don't think that there's anyone that fights at Combat Zone that can take me. Yeah.
Seeing that, I mean, dude, I was very impressed. I was like, and I have seen you around, and I've seen you fight for Combat Zone one other time. But I've been watching on YouTube here and there, and you are a savage, man. You grind people out, and you come from a great gym, Sityodtong in Boston. You got, your coach there, Mark, and got a bunch of beasts that you're training with, man. How's that all working out for you?
Well, it's great to be in that kind of company, man. You got world champions and UFC level type guys that are going on to the next stage of their careers, and I pretty much just get to tag along and learn from them and get my experience and rounds from them, and from that I've grown exponentially. Just my skill level has increased about tenfold since I've joined up with that team.
Excellent. Now, how long have you been training there exclusively?
Going on 2 years now.
Oh, cool. Excellent. So you're well groomed in the Sityodtong Boston. You're getting a lot of looks because there's I'm seeing a lot in New England. There's a lot of fighters coming from other camps and heading over there to get some looks from you guys. Any dudes that you like to spar with, or you have sparred with from other camps that you enjoy playing around with?
Oh man, I love the game in its entirety. It doesn't matter who's standing across from me with small gloves or big gloves.
Yeah.
We spar, man. I do this because I love to do it. So doesn't matter what age, shape, face, weight. I'm down to have some fun with you and throw some gloves.
Excellent. I know you're a friend with Ryan Debar. I love that kid, and he gave me a little info on you. He says you really go by your name. You train hard. You're always prepared. You train like a savage, and it shows in your fights. Are you a 24/7 fighter? Like you have that game face on all the time?
Barring any injury, I'm ready all the time. Anybody tells me what date to be somewhere at what weight, then that's where I'm going to go. If I have an objective in my mind, there's nothing that I'm going to do. There's nothing that I won't do to complete that objective to the best of my ability.
And I got a little story for you. I have seen you. Like I think I seen you at. There was one place I seen you in an event, and I was with a couple of guys that fight in the local level, and they were, oh, that's Perrin over there, and it's like I wanted to meet you so I could have an interview, and I was walking up to you, and you just had this look on your face, and that's why I asked the question. You had this game face on, because I guess you were in the fighting atmosphere and stuff. I was like, I'm not going to talk to this dude, you know what I mean? So
I always got, being at fights, especially watching my own teammates, gets me all riled up.
Yeah.
That's probably what you saw.
Yeah, that was definitely what I saw. So I said, what, he's in the zone. I'll leave him alone. I'll catch him on Messenger or something for an interview. It's all good. I love seeing it from young pros. You're always at events, and you're always watching either guys that you're training with or your potential opponent down the line. Now let's talk about this fight coming up for Combat Combat Zone 63. You're back home. We got a lot of guys from, that have, veterans from the Combat Zone fighting on there. What are you thinking about this card and how you looking going into this fight with Caterino?
Combat Zone always puts on a great show. I love working with Calvin and Jameson and everybody else that runs the team there. They make sure that we're all good and all the fighters get what they need. As far as the card goes, I'm actually really unsure about who else is on the card. I've been pretty much focused on, showing up. It could just be me there for 15 to fight for. But as far as this fight with Caterino, I'm well prepared. I honestly don't think the kid is anywhere near my level of skill, but I treat him like a world champion, just like the rest of them.
Excellent. Yeah, you train like you're going after that belt. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter because you're standing at 3-3. You definitely have shown better than you're at 500, but you have performed better than that record shows. And looking down your record, you have fought a lot of beasts in the area who are thriving in MMA. So you've had no easy road to where you are, and kudos to you for fighting savages on your way up. And what are you looking for in the future? I know we have this, we got a lot of things going on with the UFC. You have a lot of revolving fighters in and out of Sityodtong, Calvin and Font and all them guys. So how does that make you feel? Like, does it make that next level seem a lot more reachable, being around a lot of these fighters that are fighting for them?
Being around all those guys is the most motivating thing that I think I've had happen to me. Just watching them be so successful, and especially with Calvin going to the UFC after so long of watching him just deserve it and not get there. It's really inspiring, and being able to work and even keep up with these guys some days makes me feel like the only way the only way to go is up from here. So I think that working with those guys has really brought up my confidence and really started to expose my actual skill level and what I can actually bring to the table.
Excellent. Now, as far as your background, I just want to go, see where you came from. I see you, doing a lot of, jiu-jitsu and stuff, and I've actually seen you online on your like page. Do you teach classes? Do you train other fighters and just other people, ordinary day of life people?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I train anybody that likes martial arts. I'm a martial artist first. Martial arts, it's been a big part of my life since I was very little. So anybody that wants to learn how to defend themselves or get in shape or just another fighter that has another question that maybe I can help with, I'm always down to explain anything that I can or try and spread that knowledge amongst people.
Excellent. And being from the camp you are, they're sending that knowledge to you, and you're the new up and coming generation of fighters. They're bringing you up to be that role model for these other fighters coming up behind you. You know what I mean? So it's great. It's great to have fighters like you that just giving back and also succeeding in their martial art. Not to get past this fight, but we are getting toward the end of 2017. What are you looking forward to in the new year? Because there's so many more opportunities with that Tuesday Night Contender Series, more Bellator coming in, all that other stuff. So what are you looking forward to for 2018?
And then I'm just looking for more victories, man. I don't care what stage it comes on. I'm looking for at least 3 or 4 more fights within the next year. I tried to aim for that goal this year, but unfortunately after Bellator I had a few injuries and it kept me out of the game for a few months, so I couldn't train to the best of my ability. So next year I'm hoping for injury free after this fight and get ready to go within the next couple of weeks for the next fight.
Excellent. Well, my friend, it's been a pleasure to talking to you. This is the first time we actually have spoken, so now when I do see you at a fight, I can come up to you and no matter what face you got on, I can, hey, Perrin, what's up, man?
Yeah, don't feel afraid to walk up to me and say hi. Yeah, I'm always friendly no matter what.
All right, my man.
Looks on my face.
It's all good, man. I love it. You know what I mean? So, last thing, man. Shout outs. How we get in touch with you? I know you got tickets still available for this fight. you know, it's actually, I think, 10 days away from right now. So shout it out, my friend.
Hey man, on the 29th in Manchester at the Radisson. Come up, watch, get some beers, have a fun time with friends. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna knock some kid's head off. He's got no business being in the cage with me. I intend to prove that seriously. So if you want to have a good time, have a few beers, and watch some great violence, then hit me up and get some tickets.
I couldn't have said that any better than you could have right there, my friend. Hey, pleasure for coming on, buddy. I wish you luck on the 29th. This is Jay Savage Perrin, man, fighting at Combat Zone 63, Mayhem in Manchester. I love that name. He's going back home, folks, and he's fighting at 135, and he's looking to get to 4-3 and head into 2018 and show that he's a factor in this division, buddy. You keep training safe, train hard, and buddy, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. All right?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, man.
All right, my friend. You be good.
You have a good one, man.